I wanted to update you about what's going on in this healing journey. So I am now completely off of the antidepressant. It's taken 9 months, and I really recommend everyone individually work with their own doctor to see what's best for them. I will tell you that I thought I was in the clear, and I really wasn't. I've had this congestion sort of thing for over a week, and actually the symptoms started to accelerate just a little bit. Thankfully, since I'm doing the sauna infrared bag, it is not as bad as it probably could be, right? With that being said, I am having a lot of emotions that were probably still there, right, when I got on the antidepressants, just still waiting for me. And I've been meditating every morning, the Joe Dispenza. I will admit there are mornings where I wail like a baby. I scream, I cry in the meditation, and I allow myself without judgment to let it all out. Because if we're healing, we're dealing. We're dealing with those emotions, right? And how I'm facilitating that is I'm drinking so much water, so much water. I'm drinking one of these a day, which for me is very hard. But I have a timer on the watch that reminds me every 45 minutes just to sip. I'm just sipping, sipping, sipping. I've been walking a little less because it's raining more, so I need to start getting on the treadmill now. I've noticed the days that I miss exercise are the days that I am a little bit more anxious and more emotional. I have noticed my anxieties are through the roof. That is where the meditation and everything comes in, is that I have to be very consistent about meditating and showing up for that, so that that will help facilitate my anxieties. With that being said, my pain is the same. It's no different. It's no less. So the nausea is really not great. And I'm taking advantage of not having an appetite, right? So many people will use the side effects as a really negative way. I'm going to use it for myself in a positive way. How you use it for yourself is up to you. This is a very personal journey for all of us, right? What else can I tell you? I can tell you that it can feel very lonely. It can feel very isolating. It can feel very scary. And if I'm being honest, there are parts of my soul that are coming out that I don't think I've ever seen. Where like little Dina, 7-year-old Dina, 10-year-old Dina, 14-year-old Dina. I don't remember a lot of that Dina. A lot of that Dina was just in survival, right? But I'm learning to get to know her, and I'm learning that all parts of me can exist at once. I can be healing and sad, and I can also be growing and happy, right? It's just that I was always taught that until you were done dealing with one thing, you couldn't move on to the next. And what I'm realizing is that couldn't be further from the truth. What I'm really realizing is it's about my mindset, and it is about how I talk to myself, about myself, with myself. So if you're on a healing journey and you're weaning off of meds, or you feel like you've been stuck to a system, I want to let you know that there is hope. We aren't stuck in this situation. You've just got to be willing to do the work. And I can already hear it now. Dina, I don't have time. I have a family. I have kids. I have whatever. Well, Dina's going to say something to you that you're not going to like. If you don't make time, the universe is going to do what it did to me, to you. It's going to floor you, pummel you, and you're going to have no choice but to make time. You're going to have no choice but to go in and do the work. So what I recommend is, before you get flattened, pummeled, everything, I really recommend that you make time to start healing, and whatever that looks like for you. I recommend, if you can afford talk therapy, or if you can afford a coach, or you can afford something. If not, there's so many resources available on YouTube with podcasts, with so many things. Just start sticking podcasts in on your drive running errands, or your drive to work, or as you're cleaning your house. I always put my headset on and I clean the house while I'm listening to a podcast. I'm a big habit stacker. Every morning I go in, I do the infrared sauna bag, I meditate, the Joe Dispenza meditation. I dry brush before, and I do the red and blue light for my face. That's 4 things done in 30 minutes. So when we say we don't have time, that's just a narrative we're always telling ourselves. And the fact is we can make time if we make it a priority. And it is so important for you to really take an honest look at what you're doing or not doing and how you're contributing. Are you adding to your pain with your mindset? Are you adding to your pain with your belief system? Are you adding to your pain with the excuses? And I get it, because I sometimes still am that person, but I was that person for a good 20-something years, and it didn't serve me well. I'm learning what serves me, what works for me. It may be very different for you, but I want you to start somewhere. So with that being said, I am still doing the infrared sauna bag every day, but I make sure to drink so much water. My appetite has not been great coming off the meds, but I'm forcing down healthy, non-processed foods. I am vegan, I am gluten-free, I am no refined sugar, I don't drink alcohol. I am now at I started at 230 pounds 5 years ago, and I am finally at 140, and that's 63 kilos, and I started at 103 kilos. So the cool thing is that a whole new version of me is coming out, and it's really cool to figure out who she is and what she likes and what she wants. But that takes a lot of work, a lot of listening to podcasts, a lot of applying the information, a lot of books on tape. I recommend that Libby app. It's that library book app where you can borrow library books. So if you can't, I don't like spending $30 on audiobooks all the time. And the cool thing is with the Libby app is that you have to do it within 21 days. So it kind of forces me to accelerate my learning process. So that's another hack. And if anyone's ever heard of that website, FocusMate, it's accountability partners. It's super cool. I suggest you go on it. It's totally affordable. It's free the first month, unlimited, but after that, it's $10 a month, unlimited. And even if you can't do the $10 a month, they allow you 3 sessions for free every month. So do you see, we can find things and stop making excuses. We just have to start showing up and seeing what that looks like. So again, please come back. Please give me a like and a follow. That would be awesome. Come back, watch the journey. Follow me on how literally I went from 12 medications. I'm down to 9 now in a year. I have 3 more, and I'm going to see. I may not be able to wean off of those, but we're going to see what happens. With all of that being said, please take this as a sign as you're not alone. You're not alone. There are so many of us who have been thrown into the pain, shame closet, and so many of us who have been made to feel bad about why we don't feel good. And then we're finding out it's about the chemicals in the food and like all of these things and all the medications that maybe we didn't need. And there's just so many things. And then now we're finding out that our mindset and the way we talk to ourselves impacts a really big way on how we feel and how we show up in the world. So even if you can only start doing one thing at a time, start somewhere. I'm asking you to just start somewhere. It's so important to start showing up for ourselves. And I'm 55, And I didn't really start showing up for myself until I was 54. No, 54. 50, 51. Like 51 was my real spiritual awakening. So really, I meant to say 4 years. So, yeah. So it's been 4 years. Not for lack of trying. I just didn't know what I was doing before. And I was stuck and I was lost and I was emotional and I was down a pit of never, ever, ever, ever is this gonna not be my story. And now I'm down a road of, no, this is not my story. And you don't get to decide how I feel. You don't get to decide how I show up in the world. I get to decide. I get to decide how I show up for me. You get to decide how you show up for you. So no more excuses, please. I'm asking you. I know it's hard. It's not easy. This is why we like and subscribe and we start getting a support system. We start building a community. We start finding friends that are like-minded. We start finding people who support us and encourage us. So that is what I got for you today. And if you're interested in a coaching session or a one-on-one reading with me, you can DM me for some more info. Ciao for now.